conversation.
Subcontractor that I was using, and he said, no, we didn't clog the shower, we covered it up. And they'd said, well, you clogged the shower, you owe us $300 for that. We're like, well, first of all, we could have sent somebody over there to take a look, send us some pictures of what the shower looked like so we know it was actually us who clogged it and it wasn't just something wrong with the pipes, because we didn't do anything with the plumbing. All we did was we did the tile. We just need to see some proof. She said, I don't have any proof, I didn't take pictures, but you already fixed it. I'm like, well, that's not right. Like, we shouldn't have to pay. You didn't even give us a chance to fix it. You called somebody else in, which makes no sense. So she got mad at us because she wanted us to reimburse her for the $300. At the same time, the subcontractor had agreed with her, and I didn't know this, to fix a window, and that cost him $350. Well, I had sent out the invoice before he had told me about the window that he fixed. So he said, wait, you didn't include the window. I said, well, I asked you, is that everything? And when we found out the window was included, I had to go back to her and say, hey, I know I said this was the final invoice, but I really have an extra $350 I have to collect. Can you please send us that? Well, she was already mad about the $300 for the bathroom, so she said no. And he said, well, I paid for this. He said, I'm going to file against the property manager. I said, well, please don't. Let me have a conversation with her. So I tried to work it out with her, and instead of working it out, she just went to Google and filed a complaint against us on Google, did a bad Google review. You can check it out. It happens. We all get bad reviews. I was doing my best to try and fix it. Got stuck between two people on different sides of this. Ended up with the contractor having to let him go over something else because we had similar issues with him having arguments with other clients. So one of the things that really I learned from this was, one, well, obviously have better subcontractors, but also have better clients also. Because, one of the things that happens is that, if you can't work things out, then no one's going to win. And that's really what happened here, is that we ended up not funding everything. Once she gave us a bad review because she hadn't paid the $350 for the window, we didn't fund anything for that. The subcontractor did get paid on that. Also, in addition to that, the client lost on $300. We could have worked it out and everyone would have been happy. In terms of what we're talking, just going through a few examples of stuff that happened to us in 2020. These are not the fun stories. These are the bad stories, but I figured let's go through them, talk about it. One of the things that, like I said, I learned is that, having to have that right communication, having that right team. One of the things that we did earlier this year is we signed some joint venture agreements with some subcontractors so we could make sure that we had the best people working on the best projects. We tested them out, we vetted them, we worked with them on different items, and then once we had the opportunity, we made sure that we worked with them on an ongoing basis. And I'll be honest with you, that has made such a big difference in my company this year. It's made such a big difference in just my peace of mind. Because, one of the things that I have to say is that you don't want to have to sit there and wonder, hey, is this project going to work? Is this project going to fail? You want to make sure that the guys who are working on it are going to do a great job. I'm going to be going down later on today to look at a kitchen remodel. This is an estimate that I did back in January of this year. It's basically spanned the entire year. And guys I have working out there, I haven't had to worry that they wouldn't do a good job. Now, having to make sure that there are some communication things with the client was important, but everything's going smoothly. It's almost done, and the guys who are doing the work did such a great job that it makes my life easier. So with that said, I am in the wrong lane. Whoops. I'm gonna have to go over in a different lane in a second. I didn't realize I went to the wrong lane. But I'm sorry about that. Give me 1 second. I am on my way over to a property right now, and there's a fire truck coming through at the same time, of course. But this is Andy Nathan talking to you today about what we can learn from 2025. So I have a third project here that I'm going to be talking about today, and then after that, I'm probably going to be at my property that I need to go to. But essentially, what I learned from these projects is making sure you have the right people in place, and this is one of the things that is actually beneficial. So, finished the project last night. Just had a conversation with the contractor, had a conversation with the client, make sure that everything went smoothly. Turns out everything's good. Gonna be sending over an invoice. The client's happy. This is a realtor referral. I'm hoping the realtor's happy because I haven't talked to him yet, but I'm I'm sure if the client's happy, he'll be happy because he wants to get the property listed. And one of the things that we discovered, this was a downtown property, was that, hey, look, we went to go order stuff because we had to get the light fixtures, and the light fixtures took an extra 2 weeks to be delivered from Home Depot, which not fun, but we got it resolved. And the client was understanding. We had a communication with him. We told him, here's what's going to happen, here's when we're going to fix it. If we had to change the date once because we ran into another issue when everything was finished, because we had some colliding projects. But we had that communication going between everyone, and it was smooth. And you're never going to have something where it's always 100% roses. But the good thing was that because everyone's on the same page, and we had really good people working on it, we got everything finished, everyone's happy, and now they could list their property. So that's really what it all comes down to. I think this is kind of what set me off today looking at this, is that I wanted to see, hey, where was I at the beginning of 2025? Where am I at now? And one of the things that I've discovered was that, I'm with better people. And that's really what matters, is that the higher quality contractors that you can use, the better. And sometimes you might lose some of those people who are looking for the lowest price. That's okay, because if you lose people who are looking for the lowest price because you have higher quality people who charge more, you'll get the higher quality clients who will respect that quality. And the benefit to everybody will be that we all win. So that's pretty much my takeaway from today. I've been going on just mumbling, rumbling. We'll have to dive into this one so you get gems from this video. Hopefully there are some, because I know I had some technical difficulties early on. That said, thank you so much for watching. Those of you who are here today, I do appreciate it. I'm so grateful everyone's on. I hope everyone's learning from 2025. I'm also going to use this, and we'll do next week. We'll do a video on what's going on for 2026 as we start to get ready. This is Andy Nathan with Creative Smart Contractors, talking to you about what we learned from 2025 and how we can use that to grow in 2026. Talking about communication, talking about project clarity, talking about all the good things you need to know to make sure that the job is done right. That's what we're here to do. If you have questions for your next job, let us know. Creative Smart Contractors. Go to creativesmartcontractors.com. Have a great day and a better week. Thank you very much.